I'm not gonna lie to you, I am geeking out over this thing. This is a Volvo 850 T-5R, also known as the 850R. This was the fastest wagon at some point. Actually, let's look at some facts about it, because it's interesting. This model is owned by Volvo of North America. It's got 160,000 miles on it. It's in very good condition. And here's what they say about it. 240 horsepower, 3,480 pounds of weight, so it's relatively light by modern standards, 19 miles per gallon, and this yellow supposedly is only one of 49. They don't say if it's a total production or only for that year. 2.3 liter, 5-cylinder turbocharged engine with black interior. The transmission is actually a 4-speed automatic. So that's it in a jiffy. They have a roof rack pictures here, but there's no roof rack. But let's go over this square amazement. First of all, if you just heard, doors open and close just perfectly. This car has not been refurbished. Volvo bought it from the original owner. Look at the quality of those wheels. They're not scratched, they're not nothing. In the front, 90s gold. They got their wipers on. Headlight wipers. It's got fog lights built into here, I believe. No, fog lights are on the bottom like they're supposed to be, because they're in Sweden. They know what to do with the fog. So these are high beams, low beams, and your parking lights. Moving further to the side, get some new Pirelli rubber on it, and yeah, it's a brick. It's everything. Look how tiny those mirrors are. On the outside, that's about it. There's no roof rack on this. There's the spoiler, because you need downforce for this thing. You have the vertical lights like you do in a typical wagon, Volvo wagon. Let's start off with the most important part. In the back, open the hatch, check out the cargo space. Nope, not a cargo space. It's got a third row seat over here. Now, I sat in this seat before. I am 6'2", and I'm gonna make a rare appearance in my video. I do not fit here very well, but somebody a quarter of my size would probably fit here. And you get seat belts over here, and you got a way of opening the hatch over here. The hatch is not powered, which we're now used to, which didn't exist back then. You do have to pop up these headrests, which is what I didn't do. And I don't know how to fold it, to be honest with you, but it does fold flush with the floor. I just, I don't know. That's how you do it. You flip this over like that, and you pull this, maybe, and then it folds flat. I don't know how to do it, but I want to leave it open because it is so very cool and so unique. The only modern wagon of that era, of the 90s and 2000s, who had the back seat was the Mercedes E-Class wagon. They also had the same seat. It was approximately the same size. No adults could fit into it. Let's go into the inside. I can't believe how mint this is. The yellow is a little bit pale. It's not as bright as I remember them. So this was a premium car back in the day. So we got side impact airbags. We've got memory seats. We got obviously power seats. Not only that, they are also heated seats. Both of the front seats are heated. Getting over here, typical Volvo gauge cluster. Now look at this. You've got fuel in gallons, how much you have remaining, but turbo boost and the engine temperature have no numbers on them. Like, just be consistent. That would be nice. Typical Volvo font that we all come and love. It's got a little computer over here. So now it tells us that it's getting 22 miles per gallon. The Volvo rep told me that this is optimistic at best. We can switch this. We now have, it's telling us that it's 96 degrees outside. I believe that. Miles traveled last, miles to empty. So this is when it was last reset, and we can still get 320 miles out of this 14 gallons of gas. And we're going to the left. This is our average miles per hour, instant miles per gallon, 0 because we're standing still, and the average miles per gallon. Very cool. You got your lights over here. You got your fog lights over here. I'm sorry, it's over here. You can turn those off. Blinkers, and then your cruise control is on that stack over here. But it gets better. Look at this. Double height vents. Interesting. So you can point this guy down, and you can point this guy up. That's actually quite cool. All right, you got a doubled-in radio. I didn't even try that, but look, you got a mini equalizer, just bass, treble, and a fader, so it's not an equalizer. But I love these analog controls. Your 6 presets for your FM radio, 2 bands for AM for FM, and 2 bands for AM. So you could basically program 12 FM radio station and 12 AM stations. Auto seek, so you basically, I'm sure this works now. Maybe the radio doesn't work, but auto seek, you would basically, it would search scan the frequency until it picked up a signal, and it would stop. And if you wanted to stop at that station, you would press this again. Dolby Digital, which made your sound better. Cassette player, you don't have to. This is your eject button. I believe this flipped your cassette without taking it out. Next and repeat. I wonder if this could be for a CD changer, because you couldn't do that with a cassette. And yes, you do have a CD changer. I don't know if there's one in this car, but you have a CD button. It's unfortunate that it's not working. Moving on, remember the year of this car. The year of this car is 95. Automatic climate control in 95. Boom! Mind blow. You just set your temperature. You can even pick out which vents you wanted to use. And then oh my God, not only is it automatic climate control, it's got a passenger climate control and a driver's climate control. Let that blow your mind. Not only that, in 1995, they have traction control. This is a front-wheel drive car, holy crap. And this is a sunroof open and close button heated, blah, blah, blah. And for those of you who love to smoke, bam, there is your cigarette lighter. You needed that in the 90s because that's when smoking was still kind of cool. I know kids in my high school did it. Never use cigarette lighter. Coin holder. Why the hell would you have a coin holder in the car? Because if, say, you're driving on the Garden State Parkway, every few miles you would have a 25 or 35 cent toll. You would get your change out of there, or your token, throw it out the window into the basket, but that's where you kept it. Power door locks. Not only power door locks, but this is a lock to lock out the rear door, because Volvo, hey, we're all about safety, right? 1995, you got an economy and a sport mode and a winter mode. Driving modes. If you put it in winter mode, you get... If you put it in the winter mode, you got a big arrow over here, meaning that you're probably starting off in second gear of the 4-speed automatic transmission versus first, in order to reduce the wheel speed. But yeah, economic and sport mode. This is common stuff now. When did you see it then? All right, check this out. Center armrest. Yeah, that's cool. But the one thing is missing here, because it is a 90s car, is a cup holder, right? Bam. Here you can put your can of Coke or your can of Pepsi. I don't know if you could fit a modern size coffee cup over here, but hey, here's your cup holder. It's as flimsy as you would expect it to be. I don't think I would use it. Passenger side airbag in 1955. Passenger side airbag. I guess maybe it was common in 95 to have a passenger airbag. Yeah, I'm being overly dramatic. Airbags were common in 1995, passenger side ones, but not the side ones like this Volvo has. Very cool Volvo door handles. You pull them like that. Very different. I'm sure the audio system would sound great if it worked. 4-speed automatic transmission. Okay, we've been there, we've done that. The airbag is weird. Now this is where we get to the cool stuff. The rear seat. It's a mix of Alcantara-like fabric and leather. Power windows and same door like here. No features over here. But hold on. You got headrest. You got a middle child headrest over here, and you have an armrest, right? Typical armrest, right? No, it is not a typical armrest. It is so much better than a typical armrest. Check this out. Bam, it's a kid seat. It's a booster seat built into the armrest. Look how it opens and closes. This is blowing my mind. This is the coolest thing I've seen in a very long time. Bam. Hey, honey, jump in. You don't want to sit here? Okay, bam. Go away, kid. How awesome is this? I am geeking out over here. You have no idea. So, with that, my 10 minutes is almost up. Extremely cool. Look, these windows have defogger lines built into them because it was developed in a cold country. They're like, we want you to be able to see. Oh, speaking of windows, there is no rear camera when you reverse, so you have to look back, right? Look at the amount of, look at the visibility, look at the size of these B, C, and D pillars. They're thin. You can see out of this thing when you turn around. I need this thing. I need a Volvo wagon from the 90s or 2000s. I really do. One cool feature is there is, I don't think it's on this car, but you have a cargo cover over here. The cargo cover had a net built in over here that you would hook over here so that stuff wouldn't fall over from the trunk. Then if you folded the seat, which does fold, you could put the cargo cover up into here and it would create a barrier behind the front seat so stuff wouldn't be flying all over the place. Man, this is so cool. God damn it, I want it. Holy crap. I would drive it every day for many, many years. Ironically, so I got into it, I started driving, and I'm in the parking lot, so I'm going to do something I don't really do in my videos. I'm going to drive it, and I'm going to tell you what. It's not that exciting to drive. It's a Volvo. I wish I could be like, oh my God, it's super fast and it handles so good. No, it's a 30-year-old Volvo. It's okay to drive. It's not going to blow you away in any meaningful way, but it is a very, very cool car. And people at Cars and Coffee, they would love you if you brought this over. But to drive, and you know, it's a 30-year-old car, so you want to take it easy. You don't want to be pushing it because, let's be honest with you, it's an old guy, it's an old man. This thing is in its retirement, you know. So you're not going to drive it like you hate it. You're going to drive it, you're going to cruise in it, and it's totally fine for that. But you're not going to get any kind of driving satisfaction out of it like you're driving, you know, a new M5, which we'll look at later. But it's still amazingly, amazingly cool. I am totally geeking out. I need this in my life. Goodbye.